They came to America looking for a better life.
I welcome you today, boss of all boss.
But a few old men controlled it all. It was time for some new blood.
I just want your undivided attention. It's the four of us, right? Together.
All right. If we're gonna expand, we're gonna need a leader.
Yeah, well, who's that gonna be, huh?
You're it.
What's the secret of America? What's the matter with this guy? I'm 24 years old. How the
Money! Everything is money.
Our first $1 million.
It's time to play with the big boys.
This thing will blow up in your face.
When?
You more stupid moves like that, you'll knock us over like bowling pins.
Let's start a war. Make those bastards fight each other. But I just want to run things.
Everybody needs protection.
He's dead!
We gotta know we can trust each other.
Don't fall asleep.
You're part of the family.
Danger's not for girls.
Christian Slater, Patrick Dempsey, Richard Grieco, Costas Mandylor, F. Murray Abraham, Laura Flynn Boyle, Michael Gambon, and Anthony Quinn. Mobsters.
You want revenge after 15 years?
I've been busy.
Welcome to Dorking Out. My name is Sonia Mansfield, and we got balls and brains. We got those you don't need an army. Joining me is my podcasting sister from another mister and the co-host of Dorking Out, Margot D. Hello, my friend.
This joint is jumping. It's really jumping.
That's really good singing, Margot.
I have a thing in my head when I watch the movie every time I see this scene. I'm like, what if that were the only song she knew? She just sang
That's it.
over and over again. These people are so coked out they don't even care.
There's more. Joining us is our podcasting brother from another mother, Adam Riske from F This Movie. Hello, friend.
Hi, how's everyone doing here? I don't know.
How's you guys doing?
I was trying to think of like a fun quote, and then I got up to the 11th hour and I panicked, and I was like, "How are you guys doing?"
It's all good. We are dorking out about 1991's Mobsters. It's directed by, and I looked up how to pronounce this just so you know, Michael Karbelnikoff. I spelled it out phonetically.
You sound like when you press like the little listening button on
That's
Google.
what I did.
You know, robot is just like Michael Karbelnikoff.
What if he actually said it that way? Like he went to the DMV to get a license.
He's like, I'm Karbelnikoff. I need more Karbelnikoff. It is starring Christian Slater, Patrick Dempsey, Costas Mandylor. I was positive it wasn't Mandylor, but that is how you pronounce it because, again, I looked it up.
It's Costas Mandylor.
Damn it!
I know. I didn't do that this time, but no.
Richard Grieco. Booker.
Booker.
F. Murray Abraham. I almost said F This Movie. Anthony Quinn. Laura Flynn Boyle. Chris Penn. So many people.
Michael Gambon.
Yeah, Dumbledore is in there.
Did y'all notice the actor that plays Don Cherry in the movie? Oh, goddamn it, the Demi Moore movie. We did.
Oh,
Demi Moore.
Oh, Disclosure.
Disclosure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy who plays the crazy dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
he's in Scent of a Woman. Also, he's one of the guys who like tries to throw Chris O'Donnell under the bus.
Nicholas Sandler, how dare you?
Yeah.
Sadler. Oh my God, I can't pronounce anyone's name.
Al Pacino calls them out. Trent, Charlie.
Hoo-ah!
Thank you.
I'm a mobster. Hoo-ha!
Well, I'm just getting warmed up.
Did
I
any
love doing
Dork!
that. I love doing that. I could do that all day.
That scene, right? You know, the scene where he's like threatening Chris O'Donnell in the hotel room. You know that
Yes.
scene? It always bothers me because on top of the TV where he's like shaking him, there's like one of those like 90s like Holiday Inn like pay-per-view cards. And I'm like, ooh, what was on pay-per-view?
What's playing?
That's what everyone's wondering.
I wish Al Pacino was in this movie so bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
He would have been so good.
Yeah. I think if they made it today, he probably would have been in it.
For sure.
just bring everyone from The Irishman over.
Yeah. Or from Gotti.
Yeah.
Well, all the background players in this movie you see 9 years later in The Sopranos.
Mhm.
Yes.
So many of them. I was like, that's from The Sopranos, The Sopranos, The Sopranos, so much. Did either of you guys see this movie in the theater?
I don't think I did, and I realized it's because when T2 came out, I think it's like the same week, and I think I saw that like every week for a month, and by then the movie was gone.
Yeah.
I definitely saw it in the theater because I was all in on Christian Slater back in the day. I mean, still, actually, now that I think about it, still, I would go see Christian Slater. So I definitely saw it, but only the one time.
Yeah, I saw him this week in a video like at the SAG protests in New York. And yeah, his speech was just like, yeah, Kristen Slater still got it. That guy's awesome.
He is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
I didn't see this in theaters. This came out in July 91, and like that was just when I was starting to see R-rated movies on a more regular basis. So my parents took me to see Terminator 2 in theaters, and I knew of Mobsters being out there, but I think I just saw the trailer in theaters, and I didn't see the movie until maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. It was like a discovery that was a subject of like a reserve seating article that I did at F This Movie with Rob, and then I just like fell head over heels for the movie and I've watched it. Like this is like my third time seeing it in I think like 3 years or 4 years. So
that is more often than I've watched it. So
yeah.
I'm like, where should we just start at the beginning?
Where do we start with this?
I'm
movie?
all yeah. Where do we start? I guess in New York, 1917.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a real fondness for like, because mob movies have the airs usually of being these epics. Like,
yes.
You know, they could be Oscar contenders. And there's a lot of like other mob movies or gangster movies that are basically just trying to hit for a single.
Yes.
And they can be some of the most entertaining ones. So like I was thinking Many Saints of Newark or Deuces Wild or Gotti.
Or you love like, Gotti's number one fan right here, Adam Riske.
I am. Yeah, Gotti's super watchable. And so is Mobsters. And I think like this is a movie that's basically, they didn't intend it to be, but like it was a schlocky gangster movie.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think on those terms, on like it's, you know, we're gonna do Dick Tracy but rated R type terms. It's kind of great. It's really fun.
What do we think about the accents? Because
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Were we in Chicago? Were we in New York?
I think New York. I think they're in Chicago at the end just to meet up with the commission, but I think it's New York most of the time.
I like what Michael Gambon's doing. I think he's great.
Yeah.
That's his first movie. Murray Abraham is doing a thing.
He is doing a thing. I think that I feel like in the first scene with Christian Slater as Lucky Luciano and his dad, he tried an accent for like a line. And then he just ditches the accent right after it. It's like his dad wants him to clean fish for a living, and he's like, "What? Because I'm a greasy immigrant, I have to clean a fish." And then it like never. Sorry, everyone. I should tell you this is gonna be filled with bad accents for me. But I feel like after that we get like no more accent from Christian Slater, which I'm fine with, by the way. I would prefer them not attempt the accent if they can't do the accent. It's because, again, I'm not watching this for accuracy. It's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But that whole scene is so, like, yeah, just, because I'm a greasy immigrant.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree with you, like, accents aside and stuff. One of the things that impressed me when I was watching it yesterday is that I think Christian Slater was something like 22 or 23 at the time. And, you know, I always kind of just thought that he was older because he'd had a career for about, you know, 5 years or 10 years at that point. So he's just been working for such a long time. But, you know, for like a 22, 23-year-old, I think he like really kind of knows how to hold the movie together and be commanding in his scenes and stuff and like have kind of a star power. Also, it just strikes me like the contrast between like a 22-year-old in 1991 and like a 22-year-old in present day movies where like most of them still look like little kids until they're like 30, 35. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it was just people being anointed at an earlier age back, you know, 30 years ago or whatever. But like, yeah, he seems like he's 22, but he acts like with the presence of somebody who's like in their 30s.
That's a good call out. This was kind of him and Patrick Dempsey in particular. This was their first like big boy movies.
Right.
They, you know, I think Pump Up the Volume was the year before. Yeah. Maybe Can't Buy Me Love was a year or two before. So this was their first kind of adult role. I mean, Richard Grieco was already playing an adult on Booker. Booker. On 21 Jump Street.
91 was a good year for Grieco because it was this and If Looks Could Kill, which is really fun.
I love If Looks Could Kill. I think that's a really fun movie too. Yeah. He's great. He's totally he's good. You know,
first of all, he is very good looking in this movie. He really he's an easy joke. I texted you guys and I was like that he would have been an easy joke in this movie. I actually think he does pretty good with what he's given in this movie because this is definitely like Christian Slater and Patrick Dempsey are like the leads and then there's like the other two. Yeah. Like when they show up, I'm like, and then the other guys show up, you know, and
it's like Aerosmith when you know you get there's Joe Perry and Steven Tyler and the other ones. Yeah. But do you want to hear my Christian Slater shooting a gun?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
You've been practicing.
He does it for like I was gonna time it because it goes on and on and on. Like
when they all shoot machine guns, they yell like that.
But you have to scare the bullets out. The trigger is just a suggestion. You have to really want it.
It's voice activated. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's one bullet per I was looking.
You need a yodeler in there.
I was looking back at some of the old like newspaper reviews for this movie, and I thought it was funny that like in almost every headline, it was like young open parentheses Tommy close parentheses guns. So they were just like it's young guns, but gangsters. And it was kind of like they're just chasing this fad, which was interesting. And then also, I don't know about you, like I really like this movie, but like I don't, as dramatized in this movie, believe that this foursome rises to power to take over everything. Like they feel like when you're a fantasy football manager, and like you're in control of a roster, but they're in charge of organized crime.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it's Sims organized crime.
I'm not sure I understood a lot of the plot, to be honest, which I think probably says more about me than the movie, but I most of the time I was like, what are they doing? Why are they
Yeah.
doing these things? I didn't care, by the way. It doesn't ruin the movie for me. I'm just like, that's fine. But there is a lot of like, they're trying to cross people and then like double cross and triple cross. And are they trying to start a war between the two main bad guys? Is that what's
Yes.
happening? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then they were going to make a national syndicate. So they had the five families, I think it's called, that they would take over all the unions and everything, but it wouldn't be set in one region. It would be across the country. That's what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
They had vision. They had moxie. They did it their way, and
They
nobody
did it their
better than them.
way.
They did it the cool way. That's one thing I like about it's usually with these mob movies that are not trying for greatness. They always land on like the same thesis, which is just like, and then they were awesome. And like, I think it's funny that and maybe it's to their credit because it's not preachy, but like when they do the closing cards about what happened to each one of these sports,
Yes.
it's like completely ignoring the fact that they're
That they're
committing
rapists and murderers.
yeah, that they're rapists, murderers,
Pimps and rapists
yeah,
and murderers.
that they're
and
committing felonies and stuff like
Yes.
that. It's like
all the people's lives, all the people that became widows, all the kids that lost their parents. I mean, it's just kind of like, but they had a good time.
but it's like, and they did it with respect.
It's just,
So
I love the freeze frame at the end too, like to friendship or whatever. It's like, and I will always
yeah, they
love
kind
you.
of represent it like they're the Three Musketeers.
I think it would be better if it were like Police Squad. They like froze in place. People in the background started moving.
Yeah.
I think that'd be hilarious.
The waiters filling up their water and it just keeps pouring.
Exactly. They should have done a take like that.
I wanted the end credits to be the four of them singing "All for One."
Oh my gosh, that would have been so good.
Or this joint is jumping. I mean, that song gets stuck in your head. Which really does me. There's 2 scenes in the sauna, by the way. I was like, why did we go back to the steam room?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Blues Brothers when I see sauna scenes. Yeah.
Well, I think they paid for the set, so they had to use it at least twice. Get your money's worth.
I think the costuming is really good. I think it looks
Yeah,
great.
it looks great. Yeah, I mean, like Universal at that time period, like they were really crushing it with like horror movies, but also just like production kind of quality and value on like all these genre movies is just top notch.
You're
Can
fine.
we talk about Lara Flynn Boyle?
Yes, can we?
That's a great segue. Let's talk about Lara Flynn Boyle.
Or Lara Flynn Boyle.
Or Lara,
I'm
whatever.
doing it. I can't pronounce anybody's name either.
No.
No, I think like it's funny that her first scene, she says, "Don't you want to be my friend? This is what friends do." Like she says it so many times that every other scene I see her in after that, all I can think of is she'll say something that's like a sentence of some value to the story, and I'm just like thinking that she's still asking Christian Slater if they want to be friends.
Well, okay, this is terrible, but I'll say it anyway, though.
Yes.
She's a sex worker, right? In addition to being a dancer, like that's how she. Am I wrong?
I think so.
I think so. I think that's what they're hinting at.
Because Christian Slater saves her from something
Yeah.
that she has to deal with every freaking day anyway.
Yes.
Like it's not like it's her first day on the job and she didn't know that was a part of it. I mean, the guy's creepy for what he's doing, but I was just kind of Lara Flynn. I'm saying her name wrong too. Lara Flynn Boyle. She was always she was sort of code for sexy, like in a 1990 movie. Like you just put her on even just for a little amount of time, but she was there for the sex appeal. She was a real
she
sex kitten of the time.
She has a real thankless role here. Like,
Yeah.
she shows up. She's almost like they put her in the movie just so they could put her in the trailer to make women think that there's a love story in this movie and trick us into going. We didn't need to be tricked, by the way. We were going to see it anyway because we all loved Christian Slater. Like, it was going to happen. But Yeah, they meet cute for like a second, then we see her again. I don't even understand the timeline of this movie. At one point he says, that was 5 years ago. And I'm like, was it? Was it 5 years ago?
I saw on Wikipedia, I think, that this was supposed to take place over about 15 years.
What? Wait, okay, that blows my mind. What?
Yeah.
They don't change. Like, they don't age. Their hair doesn't change. Like, nothing.
But the montages, Margot. We get montages.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you about why, answer this for me. Why does Meyer Lansky, that's Patrick Dempsey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why does he ask Christian Slater to sleep with his fiance?
To see if he can trust him.
Ugh.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay.
It's like the movie Kissing a Fool.
I don't think I know that movie.
David Schwimmer is engaged to Mili Avital. I'm obsessed with this movie, by the way.
Yes.
And
Miramax, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and he's best friends with Jason Lee, and he's just like, try to sleep with my fiance so I can see if she's faithful. So
yeah, I think that's what was going on. But it is a weird.
All right.
It is a super weird scene, and she's another one where she shows up. He's like, "This is my girl." He introduces her, and then what? Several years later, they get married. I think that's the only thing that shows a passage of time for me is the fact that they get married. But it blows my mind that you should say 15 years because
that's
especially at that time period. Yeah, it's like I'm guessing that they didn't date for 5 years before getting married. So
didn't live together.
Yeah.
No, I guess that wasn't a thing.
So I don't know.
But let's go back to Lara Flynn Boyle for a second. Poor Lara Flynn Boyle in this movie because she gets 3 scenes, I think. One of them is a seems very awkward love scene to me where they're like
on the pool table
or a poker table or something. And I was like, anyone's going to walk in there at any second. And it was like stressing me out just to watch it.
That's what makes it hot.
I guess that's what makes it hot. And then the next thing you know, by the way, I also didn't realize that is supposed to be her character's real hair. I was for sure thought that was a wig, but I mean, I think it's a wig in real life, but the character, that's apparently her hair. Yeah, and then spoilers everyone, she gets murdered. Like she has like no role in this movie other than to like usher them out of the room when they come to visit Christian Slater after he's been beat up. She's like, okay, he needs his rest. And they like she shoos them away. Next thing you know, she's murdered. I was like, Lara Flynn Boyle, everybody. Good job, Lara Flynn Boyle. She deserved better than that.
Yeah.
Like I said, she was like a sex kitten.
There's something about her voice, I think. It was her voice, and she was also impossibly skinny. And she's beautiful. She's beautiful.
Yeah. It's perfect for the role.
Yeah. There's a movie she was in with Timothy Hutton called The Temp that I
yes. I know The Temp.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
She's doing it.
I like her in this. I think, she's, like you said, has like a thankless part for sure, but you can tell that like there's something to her, that she's talented and all that. So, yeah.
Should we talk about Anthony Quinn?
I'd love to.
What is he doing? What movie does he think he's in? Does he still think he's in Zorba the Greek? Because he's got this ebullience about him.
I think he thinks he's in Caligula.
Yeah.
He's
amazing in this.
He is like constantly stuffing his face, like constantly. Yeah. And then he's trying to like make other people eat too, which I noticed. I put this in my notes. Like at one point he's trying to get like Christian Slater to eat broccoli. And I was like, are you his fucking parent? What is this? He's like, eat it. Just try it. It's got garlic on it. And I was like, try the airplane move. That always works. Like, here comes the airplane.
Yeah. Like, he must have lost his mind when his ghost saw that Maggiano's existed. He's like, family style? No, he's funny in this. Like, I think it's just so funny. Like, he has got that speech where Christian Slater is just like, well, what do you like? What do you enjoy? And he's like, one of the things he's just like, I like to destroy people. It's fun.
I like food.
I like eating. I like young pussy. And I like destroying people.
He's living the dream.
Put that shit on your fucking Bumble profile, Anthony Quinn.
That's his plan A. He's still living in plan A.
What are your hobbies, Anthony Quinn? I like eating, I like young pussy, and I like destroying people. Swipe right.
Yeah.
He's really doing that. Is it Finucci who's in Godfather 2? The one that, it's a spoiler for Godfather 2. De Niro takes out.
I think so, yeah.
You spoiled it. I haven't seen it yet.
There was a Godfather 2.
What? Someone's surprised by that. Oh my God. Margot, you haven't seen the Barbie movie yet, but something comes up about the Godfather that'll make you laugh. I'll just leave it
Excellent.
there.
I never saw Godfather 2 because growing up, I had a VCR where if the movie was over 3 hours, my VCR just says, don't even think about it.
That's right.
It was, yeah.
You're going to run out of tape.
Problem in our household, yeah.
Everything just ends. It's just, that's the end.
It doesn't even give you a warning. It just spat out the tape, and it's like, I told you not to put. I'm like, it was two VHSs. I thought I could trick you. That joke failed. I'm sorry.
No, it did not.
It did. Unlike Mobsters, which succeeds entirely.
Okay, can we talk about just how violent this movie is? Like, the
oh my God,
number of stabbings and shootings that happen in this thing, it could give you a headache. I mean, like, in addition to the
so much screaming. It's pretty bloody. It's pretty bloody.
Yeah.
It's very bloody, but we were saying just before we went on the air, like, I could totally watch this as a series. If this were like a Paramount show, I'd fucking be in.
It would be on Paramount Plus because I watched that show, The Offer, about the making of The Godfather, and it's like basically the exact same pitch as Mobsters. It's kind of wonderful.
I would totally watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, good times.
What do we?
I heard that Christian Slater was disappointed with the movie. He said that they thought that they were making something closer to the movie Bugsy, which came out the same year.
Yes, that's right.
And he said that the movie was a victim of the studio cutting it down and creating different versions basically for every country. So like Japan got a different version of Mobsters than what was released in the US and Canada and stuff like that. And now it's like, just as much as I want to do like the ballpark stadium tour, I just want to do a tour of every version of Mobsters.
I want to know, what is the Japan version of Mobsters real bad. So let's get our hands on this.
It would be funny if it's just the movie Gangster Squad.
I think this movie's very entertaining. I'm sorry Christian Slater's disappointed, but
you know what? I'm just thinking, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think if this were like an HBO movie at the time, this would be amazing. It would have done really well. Like just for, you know what I mean? Like instead of getting a theatrical release, it was like that. Of course, nobody would do things like that then. They were all too big.
Yeah, that's true.
But they were testing the Grieco box office power at the time.
Yes.
Because he was very popular on 21 Jump Street. That's why he got his own show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this slowed it down.
This, and I don't think If Looks Could Kill was a success. You know. Okay. No, it wasn't. He is a good looking guy, and he's
very handsome.
He gets to participate in some of the unnecessary boob shots that we get in this movie. Like he just randomly gets to like make out with chicks throughout the movie. I'm like, I get it. That's fine.
And then he's played by Warren Beatty in the same role a few months later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would be funny if Warren Beatty played him in Mobsters and then Richard Grieco was in Barry Levinson.
Warren Beatty is so vain that he just like insists on playing Bugsy in this movie and pretending that he's in his 20s.
Like Dick Tracy.
Exactly.
Like he just hold on to that role forever.
Like it's me, Christian Slater, Patrick Dempsey, my peers.
Or he's just
Mobsters.
denying it all the time. He's like, I'm not Warren Beatty, I'm Ned Beatty. I'm Shirley MacLaine. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. This movie has one of my favorite line deliveries ever in a movie.
Ooh, I'm dying to know what it is.
Let's do it.
It's a combination of the editing and the camera choice and the line delivery, but it's when they're in F. Murray Abraham's study and he goes, you know what the secret to America is? And then Christian Slater's just like kind of giving stupid answers, and then they zoom in and cut directly to like a swooping shot of F. Murray Abraham going, money!
It's money.
F. Murray Abraham can go so over the top sometimes. He's just he seems like he's having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
He does. I think a lot of the older actors are having a lot of fun with this role. All right.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question about F. Murray Abraham's character, because it seems like Christian Slater and his gang, they like the F. Murray Abraham character, right? They seem to like him.
Yeah. He's like a mentor.
Yeah. And at some point
he fixed the World Series.
That's right.
Watch 8 Men Out. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And at some point he's murdered and they're like, like, it's like nothing.
They're psychopaths.
Yeah, I think they just kind of know that that's par for the course.
I guess.
Yeah.
There seems to be like no, I don't know, not even a note of like, oh, that's fucked up, or hey, I kind of like that guy, or nothing. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah, but they needed to save that sweet, sweet fridging action for Lara Flynn Boyle.
I guess so. So she gets killed.
They saved it for him and for her and for like, kind of like they were upset about like Chris Penn, more so that like he betrays Christian Slater, but like even Grieco's just like, but Chris Penn's cool.
Yeah, but we like him, which I get it. I also like Chris Penn.
Chris Penn's great in this.
He is, and he's
great in what he's doing.
He's doing the accent. Use guys.
Yeah,
I love him.
It's good stuff. This movie's perfect.
It's great. It's
10 out of
fun.
10. No notes. Like if they say I was like the head of Universal and then they're just like, all right, Mobsters is picture lock, let's show the studio heads a screening of it, I would have been like, we need to put this in 1,000 more theaters. I'm like, what's it up against? Oh, it's got its own weekend. Put it against Terminator 2.
This is gonna be huge.
Lines around the block while I'm like struggling to say it through like a giant cigar.
There's a character in this movie. I had to look it up. His name is Robert Dizar. He's got
Maniac.
I was unfamiliar. I had totally forgotten about this actor. I had to look him up because, well, I'm like, I don't want to be horrible, but I was like, he has such a big face that I was like, oh my gosh, who is this person? So then I had to do like a whole deep dive on Robert Dizar.
Yeah.
And what do we know about him?
He's been in all kinds of movies. I thought it was like, at first I was like, is this like prosthetics? Is he playing a specific person and they put him in prosthetics? No, that's his face. He has a really big face and that was kind of his thing. He just had this big face and he made a lot of movies. Mm-hmm. I had no idea.
I wish they had more character actors like that nowadays.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I'm like, what else about? I'm going through all my notes. I kept every time Mandalore showed up as Frank Costello, I kept forgetting about him. Like at least Richard Grieco was playing Bugsy, so I know who Bugsy is. So like when he would show up, I was like, it's Bugsy. So then it was like Lucky Luciano, Patrick Dempsey, Bugsy, and then I was like, and the other guy.
It's the guy from Aerosmith, yeah.
But they're on the poster. They're on the poster is like a huge selling point, and I'm like,
what did he do before this?
Good question. Let's look it up.
Because maybe his career was on the ascendancy. Maybe they thought he was going to be like he was in something really successful. And he still works.
He was in Soap Dish the same year.
Oh, love Soap Dish.
And he was in The Doors the same year.
Yes, The Doors. We talked about The Doors.
Yeah, later in his career, he was after they killed off the Tobin Bell Jigsaw character in Saw. Costas Mandylor was kind of like the new Jigsaw for like 2 or 3 movies.
Good for him. Some good money there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't look like he was like a really big star before this.
Yeah, I think he was just they just were like with Grieco. They're like, we're gonna take a chance on this guy and see if he pops.
Yeah.
You know what? They should have released this in the spring instead of like in the summer.
This is not a summer movie.
No. It's one that you kind of discover, and I think it would have done better. There's no way it's going to compete with T2.
It's like a Labor Day last weekend of August movie if it's in the summer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I agree with you. It'll be a good spring movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
but I don't know, or end of the year for Oscar consideration.
I don't think they even had the MTV Awards yet.
Oh my God, this movie was made for MTV Movie Awards.
Right? Totally.
This might have been the first year of it, because wasn't Terminator 2 the first winner of the best movie at the MTV Movie Awards?
You're probably right.
I'm going to look it up right now for us.
Yeah, I think it was the same year. One of the things I remember about this movie was when I was a kid, I had like really bad allergies, and I had to go to the doctor for like allergy shots. And in the doctor's waiting room, they always had Entertainment Weekly. And in the back of Entertainment Weekly back then, they had like Parents Guide for current movies. And it would tell you like ages appropriate, should you take your kids, what violence is in it, like specify like what violence is in it, what sex is in it, and stuff like that. And it would say like language, it's like 13 shits, 1 F. And I remember like reading this, and it was at the same time as, or no, it would have been a different time. But like, yeah, it was like reading this for Mobsters, and I'm just like, ooh, boy.
So you were right. The MTV Movie Awards started in '92. So T2 would have, it would have been nominated for everything. You would think.
Should have, but
it doesn't look like it was nominated for anything that I can see. So how can that be? I don't know. I want to talk about Mad Dog Cole.
Oh my God.
Another one who screams when he shoots his machine gun. But there's a scene, it's so fucking bloody, where they're trying to have him killed in his car, and he like bites a man's nose off. He cuts off another man's tongue. Like, he is so brutal. It's like the most violent part of the movie is all reserved for Mad Dog Cole. It is hardcore. It's so gross. It's really gross.
They were going for that hard R.
They really were. And this actor, what? Oh, you said he was from Scent of a Woman. That's right.
Yeah, he just has one of those faces. Where
he does have one of those faces.
It was also in Cosby Show, right? When Vanessa is going to a concert.
Yeah.
And the guy scalps her tickets, and she gets scalped. And then she comes home and gets yelled at by Felicia Rashad.
I love your memories.
Felicia Rashad was like, "You were trying to have big fun with the wretched." Yeah.
At one point, he is screaming and shooting his machine gun, as they do throughout the movie, and he pumps bullets into the car that has Patrick Dempsey, Christian Slater, and Patrick Dempsey's girlfriend. Injures none of them. He is a lousy shot, is what I'm saying.
He's got.
I don't know. Yeah, but Christian Slater at the end shows him how to be a good shot. Hundreds of times. The thing I don't get is all right, so Christian Slater clearly wants to kill Mad Dog Cole or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he busts into his hotel room, has a perfect chance to do it, and then he's just like, haha, shot your phone. And then gives the guy all this time to be like, hold on, let me get my gun and I'll shoot back, and then escape.
There's a lot of stuff like this in that movie, though, where they want to kill Anthony Quinn, so they try to earn his trust first, and they kill everyone around him, but not him. And then 2 scenes later, they kill him.
Yeah, I think they were just strategizing the right time to do it, or how to pick him again. But I love how Anthony Quinn, who's just portrayed for the entire movie to be the most disgusting human being, dies. His last image is dead, face down on a table full of pasta noodles.
It totally makes sense. That's the way I want to go.
That's how I want to go, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Face first and a bowl of pasta. I'd be okay.
Mm-hmm. It would have been funny if he's face down in pasta, but then he reaches out to have one last bite.
He dipped the roll with a little bit of sauce for one.
Yeah.
So good. Must finish plate.
Gravy.
Send me to hell with a full stomach. He's just he's rushing the waiter over. He's like, quick, bring the spumoni before I expire. Send me to hell with a digestive. Hold on. I've got a Let Us Entertain You card. I need to get points before I meet my maker.
Can someone play This Joy Is Jumpin'?
Return these videotapes.
What else have we got? Let's see.
Good stuff.
Did we talk about Dumbledore?
Hold on, pay my parking meter.
I don't want a ticket. What do we think of Michael Gambon?
He's good.
He's great.
This reminded me of his villain part in Open Range. When he's playing a despicable bad guy, he just will really dive in, and it's really fun.
Yeah, he's definitely creepy in this movie. He's menacing. Mm-hmm. He's menacing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Adam just did an episode on Open Range on F This Movie, and it was really, really good.
Thanks, friend.
I need to see that episode. I need to see the movie again. I haven't in a while.
It's such a good movie.
Good.
I love that movie. And I love that episode of F This Movie.
Nice.
It's Clint Eastwood?
Kevin Costner.
No, Kevin Costner and Robert Duvall.
Who directs it?
Kevin Costner.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. It wasn't stupid. Yeah, I was just excited.
Yes.
Speaking about my boy.
That's okay.
What's the matter with you?
So there were 2 other movies about Bugsy this year, the same year as Mobsters. There was Bugsy, obviously, and then The Marrying Man also had Bugsy.
Was Alec Baldwin Bugsy
Yes.
Siegel in it? Okay.
Actually, I don't know if he was playing Bugsy in that. I think Bugsy might have just been in it. Let's look it up. The Marrying.
Is Kim Basinger in it?
Yes.
with him?
Yeah.
That's where they met or something?
Yeah.
I think so. They did
No,
like two.
Bugsy was played by Armand Assante.
Thank you. Oh my God, Armando
Armando
Assante
Assante.
could have been in this Mobsters movie too.
Yeah, that's a good call.
He would have fit right in.
Mm.
Which would you
Maybe
rather
like a
watch?
John Saxon.
Oh my God, John Saxon. Which would you rather watch?
Robert Loggia was in The Marrying Man. He could have been in Mobsters.
Yeah.
Fisher Stevens.
Mm-hmm. He could have been Mad Dog Cole.
Yeah.
He could have. Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
Paul Reiser's a thing. That was. Would you rather watch Mobsters or Bugsy?
I think Bugsy's a better movie, but I like Mobsters better.
Same.
Makes sense. I agree. I also read that Johnny Depp was supposed to turn down a role in this movie.
Because he didn't want to work with Grieco.
That must be it, right? I'm like, also,
I'm sure they had some sort of competitive thing going on.
You couldn't have Johnny Depp and Grieco in the same movie.
They
No
think
way.
they were watching 21 Jump Street again. No. Too confusing.
So, not nominated for any MTV Movie Awards, but they were nominated for Razzies. And Margot and I already did a whole thing about how much we fucking hate the Razzies in another episode. So, we don't have to get into that here. But seriously, fuck the Razzies. That's bullshit. Do we have anything else about Mobsters? Did we go through all of our notes?
I can't think of anything else. Can you, Adam?
No.
No? Okay. Do you want
I don't know. No, this just isn't a movie with like a lot to unpack.
Valid.
Yeah.
I wrote down some other 1991 movies for us, and some of them are mob movies.
Nice.
Okay. Billy Bathgate.
I've never seen
movie.
it.
I remember liking Billy Bathgate.
I have that on like a DVD where I forgot what the third movie is, but it's like Billy Bathgate and Blaze with.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to look it up and see what was the third movie on it. But yeah, I've always meant to like just spend a day just watching that whole thing.
I love those DVDs that have like multiple movies on them.
The combos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your suggested double or triple feature.
This is what it was. It was Nixon, Director's Cut, Billy Bathgate, and Blaze.
Okay, that's really weird. That's a weird combo.
I've seen Nixon a few times, but I've never seen the other two. This morning I bought a 10-movie DVD set for $20 of Clint Eastwood movies at Target. So that'll be fun.
Is it later Clint Eastwood, or is it like the Every Which Way You Can Clint Eastwood?
No, it's like kind of a mixture. So some of it I have seen already. I don't have it in front of me, but it's like some of it's like American Sniper and Gran Torino, which I'm not that interested in, but it's got like City Heat and Kelly's Heroes and Outlaw Josie Wales, Pale Rider, Heartbreak Ridge. So some of those I haven't seen yet, so I wanted to get that.
Pale Rider is really good, actually.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's one of the last movies my dad saw in a theater before he swore off going to the movie theaters. Because all the Clint Eastwood fans came out and they were talking throughout the whole movie, and he was so mad that he never went back to the movies again.
Not even for Mobsters?
Not even for Mobsters. Although I convinced him to go back to the theater. Actually, he went back one more time. He saw Jurassic Park in the theater because I was like, you have to see it, Dad. It's like there's dinosaurs. It's amazing. And he went to see it and he fell asleep.
No, that's impressive.
My dad has a gift. And
Yeah.
it's where you could fall asleep in any theater. It's a talent. Okay, so we did Billy Bathgate. We already talked about Bugsy and the Marrying Man. Oscar came out in 1991.
That's Sylvester
Fun
Stallone.
movie. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a fun movie.
It is a fun movie.
That one's fun. New Jack City.
So good.
See ya.
So good.
Want to be ya.
Yeah.
New Jack
They
City
do that
is great.
to Michael Gambon in this.
Oh, that's right. Ricochet.
91 was the year of See Ya, Don't Want to Be Ya.
Ricochet.
It's pretty nuts.
I can't remember it.
It's
You should watch, Margot. You should watch it and text me immediately.
The Last Boy Scout.
The Last Boy Scouts is pretty. It's super reprehensible in its behavior, but it's pretty amazing as an action movie.
Cosign.
Yeah.
Out for Justice.
Same thing. It's kind of amazing.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Hudson Hawk. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say take me back to 1991.
I would see all of these movies in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
I've never been able to make it through Hudson Hawk. I keep trying, but I just don't like it.
Yeah.
People keep saying it's this classic. You just haven't watched it correctly or something. And I'm the same way as you. I can't get through it. I'm totally irritated by it.
No.
Yeah.
I saw it in the theater because of my affection for Bruce Willis, but it's another one. It's one I just can't get through. Like, I don't want to rewatch it. And then the last one is Backdraft.
It's amazing.
Oh, Backdraft's a great movie.
Yeah. That's on our list for sure. We will get to
just
Backdraft.
Gets better with age. Yep.
Yeah.
They used real fire.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you want to listen to hear the top 10 songs for the week this came out, July 1991?
Yeah.
So number 10, I don't know this one. Karina, Temptation.
Oh, I don't know this song either.
I don't know this one. Number 9. Oh,
I think I've heard that song, but the only thing I can remember is somebody goes, Temptation. That's it. I hope that helps.
Number 9, Lenny Kravitz. Ain't It Over Till It's Over.
I love that
really
song.
Love that song.
That's a really good song. Yeah.
Awesome song. Number 8, Amy Grant, Every Heartbeat.
Oh, Amy
I like that
Grant.
song. Is he canceled?
No, not that I'm aware of.
No.
Okay. I like that song. Yeah.
Number 7, Tara Kemp, Piece of My Heart.
I don't know if I know that one.
I don't think I know that one either. Maybe if I heard it, but
I think it goes Temptation.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Number 6, Paula Abdul, Rush Rush.
That's a great song.
I love that song.
I like the music video.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the music video.
Best music video. Number 5 is a great song. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Summertime.
That's a good
Very
song.
good.
I didn't know this song either. Help me out. Rhythm Syndicate, Passion. No?
Nope. I think
it goes Temptation.
All right. Number 3, the song you still can't escape. The next few songs. This one, Unbelievable by EMF.
It's in every.
Oh.
It's in every commercial now. It's in every.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're crumbelievable.
Oh my god.
And next, number 2, Jesus Jones, Right Here, Right Now.
Can't get away from that one
Can't
still.
fucking get away from those songs. And then number 1, Bryan Adams, Everything I Do, I Do It For You.
Song works.
That's a good.
Solid.
It's a good song. I like Bryan.
No, it's
Adams.
a solid ballad. I like that. I love Bryan Adams.
Is he? I hope he's not canceled because I still like Bryan Adams songs.
I think he is canceled.
Damn it!
I think he was like an anti-vax type guy.
Ew,
I think he is too,
gross.
Yeah.
That's why I'm Team Richard Marx.
Yeah. Christian Slater had Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Mobsters in theaters at the same time.
Yeah.
Big
Summer
year.
of Slater.
Slater was big.
Yeah.
Summer of Slater.
Anthony Quinn had Only the Lonely and Mobsters same summer.
Summer of Quinn.
Summer of Quinn.
Actually, Christian Slater was also in Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country in 1991, according to the
Not
Wikipedia.
enough of it.
Holy
Not
shit.
enough.
Yeah.
Look at that. Good job, Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to say about Mobsters?
Nope.
Well, then let's just cheers to friendship.
Aw, thank you.
Adam, where can people find you on the internet?
At www.organizedcrime.com.
Temptation.
No, I write articles and I'm on podcasts at fthismovie.com. That's the letter fthismovie.com. And then I'm at Riske Adam on Twitter. And then I'm also on YouTube for a show I do weekly with my friend Rob DiCristino called Reserve Seating. And that's through F This Movie also. So if you go to the F This Movie YouTube channel, you'll find all those videos and they go out on Thursdays.
All right. Everyone follow Adam on all the things. Are you planning to join Threads?
I don't think so. If we move as a site altogether to Threads, I'll do it. But if not, then I'll probably just wait until Twitter completely collapses and then call it a career.
He already put the X on top of the building, even though he's not supposed to.
Yeah,
like, he's a movie villain at this point.
Yeah,
he really is.
Yeah,
he really is.
Yeah, I definitely kind of am like, I can be free now. Like I don't have to. I don't want to move to another one.
Valid.
So yeah.
Margot, where can people find you?
On Twitter at Brooklyn Margot, on Threads at Brooklyn Fit Chick. My site is Brooklyn Fit Chick, Instagram Brooklyn Fit Chick, and then I'm on the TikTok and I put movie clips there, and I put a couple of mobster clips, and a couple of chicks wrote back and said Richard Grieco with the hard eyes.
Mm-hmm.
They get it.
Gaining a following.
They get it.
I wish I saw Mobsters like longer, like when it was originally released, because Richard Grieco was at a Comic-Con in Chicago a few years ago, and I would have gotten a Mobsters poster signed by him.
Oh man, missed opportunity.
I know.
It could happen again.
Mm-hmm.
You still have your shot.
So. Yeah, there's a fan expo in Chicago in a couple weeks, and I think it's just because the actors are on strike and they're looking for ways to just kind of get a few extra bucks. The roster is insane, and it's got like so many people, just like random stars of the 80s are there, and I'm very tempted, but they're all like $100 each, and that puts me off a little bit.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So yeah, but like Kiefer's there, Susan Sarandon's there.
Whoa,
Jason Patrick's there. It's like pretty nuts.
That's pretty cool.
Because they can't promote current projects, right?
Right.
Like,
I almost just want to put it to the test, and I'll go up to like Susan Sarandon and I'm like, talk to me about Blue Beetle, and she's like, no, I can't. And she runs away.
Oh my God. You can find me at thesoniashow.com and The Sonia Show on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, wherever. Just type in The Sonia Show. I usually go and claim my name and then disappear. You can follow us at Dorking Out Show on Twitter, Instagram, also on Threads, all the places. Yep. Adam, thank you for coming on and talking about Mobsters with us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Super fun as always.
Yeah.